Hello guys, welcome to my channel IELTS with Priyanka. This video will explain you the section 2 of General Cambridge Book 11 Test 2. The heading of the passage is Tips for Giving an Effective Business Representation. And we have to solve questions regarding this passage are from 15 to 21, which are 8 in number, and these are fill in the blanks, and we know the blanks are in order and we are instructed not to use more than 2 words. And the next passage is how to get a job in journalism. And the questions we are to solve, which are from 23 to 27, these are also blanks in the form of flowchart, and we are instructed to write only 1 word in the blanks. So let's start with the first passage, that is the 15th question. Practicing your presentation on a dash or a family member is helpful. That is, in the passage they may be talk about a friend or a stranger on which you can practice your presentation. So let's read the passage what they say about this question. The heading is the presentation, and let's check with whom we can practice. The passage is get someone else to evaluate your performance and highlight your best skills. For example, go through the presentation in front of a colleague or relative. So in the passage they simply say that practice your presentation in front of a colleague or a relative. Relative, that is your family member. Colleague, so the colleague is the answer to the blank. So you will write the colleague as your answer. The next question is be prepared for a problem such as dash. In the passage there will be talk about the problem which one can face. Let's read the passage further. We will check for the words like prepared and problems in the passage. Go into the presentation room and try out any moves you can have to make. Example, getting up from your chair and moving to the podium. Errors in the first 20 seconds can be very disorientating. So there is no talk about any problem. Read further. Familiarize yourself with the electronic equipment. Familiarize, that is prepare yourself. So familiarize yourself with the electronic equipment before the presentation, and also have a backup plan in your mind should there be an unexpected problem like power cut. So they simply talk about a problem like a power cut, problem such as a power cut. So we will write power cut as our answer. Question number 17 is one way to overcome pre-presentation nerves is to make your dash less rapid. In the passage they may give any suggestion to overcome pre-presentation nervousness to make your something less rapid. So we will look for the words overcome, presentation, nerves, make something. So let's check in the passage what they are saying. Dealing with the presentation nervousness. So this is the heading regarding nervousness. Read further. A certain amount of nervousness is vital for good presentation. The added adrenaline will keep your faculties sharp and give your presentation skills extra force. Adrenaline means on nerves. This can, however, result in tension in the upper chest. Concentrate on your breathing. Slow it right down. So they are talking about the breathing and they are saying that slow it right down, that is make it less rapid. So the answer to this blank is breathing. That is make your breathing less rapid. And this is the way to overcome your pre-presentation nervousness. Now the 18th question is it is acceptable to do something called a dash at the start of presentation to reassure you. So in the passage there will be talk about something which is acceptable when on the start of the presentation to reassure yourself. Read the passage. It may seem an odd idea, so they are talking about the idea, but we seem to feel calmer when we engage in what's referred to as a displacement activity, like clicking a pen or fiddling with jewelry. A limited amount of this will not be too obvious, that is, it is acceptable and can make you feel more secure at the start. So at the time of start, it is acceptable and what referred to as a displacement activity. So the answer to this blank is displacement activity. So we'll write displacement activity as the answer of your blank. Next question is, your presentation should be like a dash with the people who have come to hear you. So you will look for the words that is presentation like a, people who come to hear you, hear. These are the keywords for you to locate your answer easily. So the heading is interacting with your audience. Think of your presentation as a conversation with your audience. And the question is also saying that your presentation should be like a, that is as a conversation. So the answer to the blank is conversation with your audience. Audience, that is people who come to hear you. Your presentation should be like a conversation with the people who come to hear you. Next question is, check constantly for dash to points you are making. You have to check for something constantly to the points you are making, that you are explaining. They may not actually say anything, but make them feel consulted, questioned and challenged. Then they will stay awake and attentive. Engage with your present audience, not the one you have prepared for. Keep looking for the reactions. Keep looking, that is constantly looking for the reactions to your ideas, that is the points you have made, and respond to them. So the answer to the blank is reactions. So you will write reactions as your answer. 21st question is, make sure you use plenty of dash to communicate your message effectively. That is, you should make sure you have plenty of, that is bulk of something to communicate your message effectively. Read further. If you don't interact, you might as well send a video recording to your presentation instead. Structuring effective presentation. So this is about the effectively presentation. Effective presentations are full of examples. Full of, that is plenty of. Plenty of example. Effective presentations are full of examples. So the answer to this blank is examples. Now the last question of this passage. To keep the presentation short, use things like dash to provide extra details. So there would be talk about something that should be used to keep the presentation short and which provide extra details. These help your listeners to see more clearly what you mean. It's quicker and more colorful. Stick to the points using 3 or 4 main ideas. For any subsidiary information that you cannot present in 20 minutes, try another medium such as handouts. So this is the medium through which you can pass your information. So handouts is the answer. So with this blank, this passage is over. Move on to the next passage. Keep in mind that we can write only one word for the blanks. So read the flowchart. Getting a job in journalism. First point is gain relevant experience. Example, writing articles to meet specific deadlines. So and the next point is apply for temporary something with local papers. So you are to apply for something which is not permanent. So there will be talk in the paragraph which is not permanent with the local papers, and acquire the extra dash you will need. So let's check in the passage. You can get a good qualification in journalism, but what employers actually want is practical rather than theoretical knowledge. There is no substitute for creating real stories that have to be handed in by strict deadlines. This was the first point. And now read further. So write for your school magazine, then maybe try your hand at editing. Once you have done that for a while, start requesting intern. Once you have done that for a while, start requesting your. Once you have done that for a while, start requesting internship in newspapers. And our question was also regarding applying for something in the local papers, that is in the newspaper, requesting internships. So the answer to this blank is internships. And acquire the extra you will need. Let's check in the passage what they are talking about, the extra that one will need. These are generally short term and unpaid, but they are definitely worthwhile, since instead of providing you with money, they will teach you the skills. So this is the answer, I think. They will teach you the skills that every 21st century journalist has to have. And the question is also saying that acquire the extra skill you will need. That is by applying for temporary internship with local newspapers, and acquire the extra skills you will need. Next question is, build up a set of dash in a portfolio. That is in the paragraph they will be explain about building up something, a set of, in a portfolio, that displaying how your writing ability has progressed over time. Let's read the passage. Most reporters keep a copy of every story they have had published from secondary school onwards. They are called the cuttings. So they keep the set of cuttings with them, and you will need them to get a job. So the question is also about a building of something, that is set of cuttings in a portfolio that is used for your job. So the answer to this blank is cuttings. Next question is, take time to do detailed dash first. That is, one should use plenty of time first before applying for a post with a paper. So start creating a portfolio now that will show off your developing talent. It seems obvious, research is an important part of effective job hunt. So research is the thing which take time, and it is in detailed also. So the answer to this blank is research. In the passage they are talking about the research which is very important and should be done first. So the answer to the 26th blank is research. Now our last blank is, once you have decided to apply, make sure your CV is short, makes sense, and is without dash of any kind. Maybe they are talking about mistakes. This is the word CV. So the answer is around this passage. There are two more elements to an application: your covering letter and curriculum vitae. However, your CV is a thing that will attract an editor's attention first. So get it right. The keywords are brevity, no more than one page, that is short; accuracy, absolutely no spelling or typing errors. I think the answer is errors; and clarity, it should be easy to follow. So the answer to the 27th blank is errors. That is, it is without errors of any kind. So we will write errors in the blank, and with this blank our section 2 is over. So you can see that how you can find your answer by linking the words. See you in the next video. Bye bye.